A warning may come quite unexpectedly. We will now tell you what to do if a warning sounds when you are at home, and then we will explain what to do if you are out of doors. First, if you are at home. If attack is imminent, you will hear the attack sound like this. So take cover at once. Send your young children to the fallout room, then go quickly and turn off the gas and the electricity at the mains. Close down stoves. Damp down fires. Shut windows. And draw curtains. Then go to your fallout room and stay there. If the fallout warning sounds are heard, they will be like these. You should now move yourself and your family to the safest area in your fallout room. That is, you should get inside your inner refuge and stay there. After 2 days, the danger from fallout will get less, but don't take any risks by contact with it. The longer you stay in your refuge, the better it will be for you. Listen to your radio. Stay where you are and keep listening to your radio. Now, this is what you should do if you are out of doors when the warning sounds. Take cover at once when you hear the attack sound. If you cannot reach home in 10 minutes, take cover in the nearest building. If there is no building nearby, try to find some solid cover. If there is no solid cover, lie flat in a ditch or a hole and cover your head, face and hands as fast as you can with some of your clothes. If you hear the fallout warning, seek the nearest and best cover as quickly as you can. But before entering the building or cover, brush or shake off any fallout dust you may have picked up and get rid of it. Change your outer clothing if you can. Stay under cover. When the all clear sounds, like this, it means that you are safe from attack or fallout for the time being, and that you can go out again. But keep listening for further warnings, or to your radio for further advice.
Everyone, hopefully you've taken notes from that public service announcement about nuclear attacks on the UK. Hopefully they're relevant to you and you'll remember to casually dust off any fallout off your shoulders like dandruff before entering a building. Anyway, as always, I'm Andrew and welcome to Dom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dom.
We're going to be watching the 1982 gem that's unknown, but I think it's a classic, of Who Dares Wins. So, for those of you who've got the film ready to go, tonight's sync point is approximately 16 seconds in, where it says a Ewan Lloyd production. So, about 16 seconds in. Let's do a roll call, then we'll get into the film. Here we go. So, let's see who's with us today. I can see we're joined by Sharon, Mad Matt, Calbot, Ms. Swift, Alex Peacock, James Hellier, Lizard Man, let's see, Brainwire, go through any more on here. I saw old Johnny Devick. We've got plenty of the gang here. If I haven't said hello, please shout up and I will say hello to you. There we go. Right, so, Dom, tell me how much you know of this film.
I know about 3 scenes that you have informed me about, and I'm excited to see them. Apart from that, nothing at all. This film,
apart from it's got a kick-ass soundtrack.
Yeah, listening to the soundtrack while we wait for it to start. That's great. It sounds amazing. It's like very early 80s. It's grand.
That's great. It's absolutely great, this film. Right, so let's do the countdown and get into this. So here we go. Okay, back to that funky soundtrack.
Yeah, it's grand. What also I think is grand is that apparently while we were watching the PSA, most people's idea of the nuclear option is to come to my house. I don't know why.
And shield behind you, I think, Dom.
Yeah, use me as a human shield. I'm renowned for my imperviousness. Almost as impervious as, what was it, clothing that you put over yourself?
You've got some thick... Dom, do you know what, though? I think you might be safe from nuclear fallout if you were wearing that thick jumper the bad guy in Folks was wearing.
Yeah,
if you wrap that round yourself, nothing's getting
with the rivets so deep.
Yeah. And here we go. Very much the early 80s with the anti-nuclear protests through the streets of London. Yeah, this is very...
Bring your kids.
I'm not even sure if this was actually a real protest they filmed some of this at, because this was very prevalent in London in the early 80s.
It looks pretty, like, shot on the cuff, like, not planned. I think this is as the Red Letter Media gang call it, shooting the rodeo moment.
Oh, you're going to get a little nuclear fallout radiation suit for your son, Dom?
I may now. That's adorable.
You have to tell your wife, well, we need a radiation suit
fallout,
for
like,
our son.
The problem is that when I have to send him into an irradiated situation because he's the only one with the suit,
Yeah.
string on his back.
Yes, Alex, I believe Thatcher would have been in power then. It was a dark time for the UK.
But we had spitting image, so it was okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we had the spitting image in 1982, maybe.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it would have been what, 85, 86? I can't even remember when it
84,
started.
85, I think, a spitting image was. Yeah, Kenneth Griffin there as the left-wing Church of England Bishop James, who was also in The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill But Came Down a Mountain, played the vicar in that as well. So, everyone who's watching this, I want you to bear something in mind. The main hero of the film, who we're going to see in a little while, Lewis Collins, the actor, he was, I'm sure James will fill in some of the details and some I get wrong. Apparently, he was considered to be the next James Bond after Roger Moore. However, Lewis Collins, he was very nearly James Bond. However, he was deemed too violent for the role. Oh, Alex, that might be a good one, maybe. It's not usually in our genres, but maybe. I love the fact that the country's run by these 4 men in suits kind of thing.
Yeah, with their big Michael Caine glasses and just sitting there, basically gossiping amongst each other.
Yep. Yeah, Lewis was a proper hard man. He would have been a fantastic... When you've watched this film, he would have been a fantastic Bond.
Oh God, this soundtrack. This looks like my primary school. What is this?
Well, down to the armed guards on the gate.
Yeah, the armed guards, the stop sign that was manned by someone.
That is that was Edward
Barbed wire,
Woodward,
yeah.
star of The Equalizer.
Ah, man, The Equalizer. Edward Woodward, yeah. It's almost sinister, the music. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, just like my old primary school. Yeah, half burnt down building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunfire in the streets. Yeah.
Yep. That's your...
I'm having flashbacks. Birmingham, circa 1999.
Was that Nick Brimble as the guard on the gate there?
It's the most British thing.
It was.
Like,
I believe it was Nick Brimble.
It kind of feels like Kingsman before
Mad Matt
Kingsman.
saying Police Academy, The English Connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just feels like a load of Brits just being blokes.
This is very much British Delta Force in that it's very realistic though, and they don't have rocket-powered motorcycles.
Oh, that's a shame. Put the one in the woolly sweater?
Yep.
course he is. Look at him. That starched collar. Got the boss air about him. Where's the guy making sound effects?
Yeah, that's right.
Just beyond the camera.
Michael Winslow in the corner.
Ah, come on then. God, what would be British sound effects?
Yeah, that's right. I want to be saved by a man called Terry.
All right, Terry, put the kettle on. Let's have a cup of tea. Let's have a nice brew before we go home.
So, for those watching, the SAS were the British elite forces squad that was it Cooper last week had tried to get into.
Yes.
But he'd failed the sort of the quality, and this is the real life using of what they would be doing. This is actually using the Brecon Beacons in Wales or in northern Scotland.
Less
they are, yes.
Probably. More British accents for people to digest.
Yes.
Love it. That is not how bored they all look.
Yeah, they want to start playing their game. But I mean, this is also to show how good the SAS are in this instance. Yeah. So you've
relaxed.
got a US Army Ranger and GSG-9. Is that France? Which country?
It's always funny to me, though, whenever we have anything,
German.
even like James Bond movies, when we have like the elite squad based and they're the protagonist characters, you'd bring in elite members of other countries and humiliate the hell out of them. Just happens in American films.
The scenery they use is fantastic.
It's gorgeous, yeah. It's beyond beautiful.
I mean, this must be the place where they do real training, because that looks like a incredibly dangerous waterfall
Scottish
to climb
Highland,
up next to. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you a bit of trivia about this film that I will bring up near the end of the film. There we go. Yeah. Actually, SAS soldiers played assisted production on set. In the finale of the film, the stuntmen couldn't do some of the stunts. The actual real SAS did it for them.
Brilliant. Told you, got to humiliate the other guys.
Yeah. Now time to get the bottled water. Oh.
Got to waterboard them with like orange juice, then brush their teeth.
No, Dom. What they'll do is they'll pass round a tin of Cadbury Heroes, okay? But it's carefully rigged that the last person gets... There's nothing left but a finger of fudge in the tub.
Oh, no.
They'll go, we'll have a Cadbury Hero. Here you go, and pass it around. Last one on the line is one of them. It's just fudge.
No.
It's just fudge.
There's just fudge left. You monsters. I'll tell you what you want to know. You just tell me there's more.
That's how you deal with visiting dignitaries.
Hog time. Leave them on top of a mountain somewhere.
Kick them. And there he is again. That was Nick Brimble, who we saw at the beginning of the film. Nick Brimble, who played the creature in Frankenstein Unbound. And he was in a public information film we saw. He wasn't very good at fixing a drill with a damaged plug. And he also played Little John in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, amongst other things.
I wonder if he was typecast as a large person.
Well, he's a very tall gentleman, Nick Brimble. So Skellen is Lewis Collins, Peter Skellen, and he is the one who would have been potentially James Bond, and I think he could have been fantastic. Oh, how British is that market, Dom?
That is the most British market ever. Yeah, it's
Very
like a
Christmassy
Christmas
as well.
market. Yeah. Got any knickknacks? Ah, yes, genuine antiques of unusual prices. I think I had that exact umbrella, the rainbow one.
I think we issued them, Dom.
Yeah, we might have been issued them.
Oh, Mad Matt saying feed the birds tuppence a bag. Well, not quite that, but it's...
Pint pewter mugs, blue willow plates, and random copper pots. How in the hell did these stores ever keep running? They always did.
Well,
I still don't know.
He doesn't have to, Dom.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have to.
No,
because he's a front.
This is a front. Yes.
Oh, you're telling me they were all fronts?
Yes.
All the little local knick-knack stores were fronts.
Yeah, they're all it's all espionage and spying.
All government espionage.
Yes.
I think I bought like a candlestick holder from one of them at one point in my life.
Your house is probably bugged.
Yeah, probably. That's how the government knew about all my goings on. That wicker like apple basket thing. It's not made of wick. Oh, these.
We still
Whatever
have some
happened to these?
hovercrafts. There's still a few hovercrafts that run in the UK. Not many, but
Yeah,
there's
like
still a few
but,
passenger
the
ones.
seaside for fun.
Mad Matt always wonders if our hovercraft is full of eels.
Why?
I'm not sure why that would be.
I'm going to say it, the 80s had some really disgusting vehicles. I do not like the vehicles of the 80s.
That was a Porsche.
I've seen prettier Porsches.
Yeah.
Of
course, Alex, Lovejoy's a spy master.
Yeah.
That's, just so those you don't realise, that's, James, that's Oz Clarke, isn't it, James?
Customs. They used to be so...
Yeah, that was
easy.
Oz Clarke, yes. Yes, Oz Clarke, as seen in Superman. Oz Clarke later retired from acting, and he became a wine connoisseur on British television. on a TV show called Food and Drink, and he would review wine in a very enthusiastic way and go, okay, so I'm getting unicorn scrotum and guava beans in this wine. It was all this kind of nonsense stuff. Oh, and he's got his Renault 5. My mother had one in yellow of them.
People's car.
Yeah.
I fully approve of everything Lizard Man has just said. I generally prefer older aesthetics in films, I think. Sometimes something about the old style of previous decades is more visually interesting to me. Probably why I keep going back to old films. Agreed. I love being like just drenched in an aesthetic of yesteryear. Like this is very late 70s, early 80s to me. It just oozes Britain.
Okay, so that house he lives in, I don't think realistically, on a captain's salary in the army, even in the 80s, he could afford it.
Maybe his
his
wife
house
is the breadwinner.
is in Kensington and Chelsea, in London. It's currently priced at £3.6 million.
Yeah, 100%. Unlike New York in the 80s, London's always been freaking expensive.
Yeah.
Especially, did you say Kensington?
Yes. Kensington,
Especially
Chelsea.
Kensington. Yeah.
Yeah, very posh part of London.
Yeah, like 2 steps down the road from Hyde Park and the Queen.
Yeah.
The King. It's going to take a while to...
Very nice house, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she likes it so much, she'd rather have what's in the bowl.
Yeah, she likes it so much she turned away in disgust. These chairs, everything. James is right. This is so 70s. Like,
it is 70s/80s style. It's 1982, so it's conceivable that they'd have bought a lot of the stuff a few years ago.
The dress, the hair, the color of the wallpaper. God, his eyebrows are fierce. They're almost... Oh, wow. His name just ran out of my brain. Oh no. He was part of the intro last week for our Halloween watch party.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, thank you. God, Tim Burton was the only name in my head. I couldn't erase it. Oh, this hair. Okay, that green lamp. How many films has that bloody lamp appeared in?
We used to have one on a desk in my parents' house.
There we go. It's everywhere. It's some kind of eldritch entity. Is he drinking orange juice?
With bits in. It's very posh.
Oh, with the pulp.
Yeah.
You like that Porsche, Calbot? I know. I'm more obsessed with like the 60s vehicles, 1950s, 1960s. I'm also more of an Aston Martin kind of guy, not a Porsche. Oh, is he drinking absinthe, is it? Instead of orange juice with bits in? Of course, dumb. It's...
He wouldn't be drinking
many
absinthe in the UK back then. We didn't have it until sort of the... I think I told you about the time I drank absinthe, didn't I?
Yeah, it was a nightmare experience for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, old Johnny Devick. This is Police Academy UK.
That's right.
With a European lady teaching us how to use Uzis.
Yeah, but look at this.
Inject.
Oh, Kevin.
Damn it, Kevin. Come on, Kev. Your shirt's a mess. Your hair's a mess. Get it together, Kev. Well, they adhere to the short control bursts. Oh, they actually are. In case you forgot, this was made shortly after the 70s in England.
Well, this is basically a dance about the danger of nuclear. I'm just lining something up I didn't. I forgot to, and I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. Let's have a look.
Phantom of the Paradise, yeah. Droogs. How many more comparisons can we make, guys?
So, I'm going to put that at the top. There we go. So, if I go back to that. There. Right, so if you recall, last week, I had been playing God with AI. And I showed you what would happen if Miss Piggy and Kermit were to truly have a child. The result of it. What it would potentially look like with the genetic problems it would have.
Yes, the nightmare. But the French wet dream of unlimited frog's legs.
Shouting, oh God, not again. Well, I wondered... Cal's saying, no, Andrew, stop. I wondered what would happen if Rizzo the rat and Pepe the prawn were to have an offspring.
Pepe the prawn?
Yeah, Pepe the king prawn of the Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Rizzo the rat.
So you've just played God yet again.
That's what it would likely look like.
Oh, good, an eldritch horror. Where'd the claw come from?
Well, it's basically what would happen because the DNA would be highly unstable and incompatible. You'd end up with these weird mutations.
And a tapeworm would just exist in orbit of this creature.
I believe so. I believe so. So, yeah, that's likely what it would be if I was to cross those two creatures together.
Good. I'm glad we're figuring this out together.
Next week, I shall fuse more Muppets.
Until you fuse the ultimate Muppet.
Yes. Okay, Alex, that might be good. Sam the Eagle and Fozzie Bear. They may be a little more compatible.
Maybe just a touch.
Joe says, in a small but moving ceremony, I was twinned with Clutha. So obviously he's going undercover, but he sticks out like a thumb.
He does. He just oozes police. Well, not police necessarily, but,
But there's... He's playing to it.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sebastian. No, this isn't the 1980s. We're watching Who Dares Wins.
Who Dares Wins?
She does look a barrel of crazy on legs.
Absolutely. I mean, her show is evidence to suggest that she is an elevated mind, one that speaks to the artist in all of us.
Yeah.
That's the nicest way I can put it. Oh, someone's full of herself, isn't she?
Oh, so's he.
True.
I'd like to take you to bed. He could have been Bond. He would have been a great
This
Bond.
is basically just Bond. Yeah, this is his demo tape for Bond.
Ooh. Mad Matt's saying, I need to
All right.
write down these pickup lines. Matt, unless you're living in 1982, I probably wouldn't use them, as you're likely to be either slapped and or arrested.
Yeah, yeah. It's the brightest dive bar I've ever seen in England.
Yeah. It's playing plenty of generic music.
Oh, yeah. God, the sweaters in this film, there's so many of them.
They're
Each
beautiful,
more
aren't they?
elaborate than the last. Oh, that just looks like someone's family meal at their family night out.
Oh, and he's got a Lotus as well. No, it's not. No, the number plate isn't. Or she's driving the Lotus.
Dockside house.
Oh, this would have been very, very chic in the 80s.
Why would you want that many windows, though? Let the scum look in.
And I guarantee she'll have the smallest TV set you've ever seen because it's the 80s.
Oh, of course. Oh,
No.
what is... Oh, just casually has some artwork just on an easel in living quarters. The colors are very late 70s, early 80s.
She's got an open plan apartment with effectively 2 TVs in the same room.
Yes. So my friend, who is in America, but he was raised in the UK, oddly enough, in Kensington. His open plan apartment had 2 bathrooms very close to one another, and one had a bidet. And when he was showing this his home movie that he made back in the early 80s, making me furious because he clearly came from money, it almost surpasses the house in terror vision. Nearly.
What, from too many TV sets?
I think just the gaudiness of it all.
Well, I would say my office now, since I've done some changes in here, has too many screens, including TVs.
Oh, nonsense. I need more screens. I have a couple.
How many have you got in? How many have you got there, Dom?
In striking distance, I only have 3, but I normally have 4 or 5. I normally have
okay, I have a 42-inch TV on that wall.
Yeah.
A 32-inch monitor there, 2 28-inch monitors, a 55-inch television, a 32-inch monitor, and another 32-inch monitor there.
You need a couple of screens down here so that you can space out your viewing so you become the ultimate 80s hacker.
I've got too many screens on the go in my office now.
How many keyboards do you have, though? Because everyone knows the more keyboards you have, the more you can
3 keyboards in here at the moment.
I only have 1, but I got a number pad that is separate, if that counts. That can assist in my hacking. He's gotten into her bathrobe already. Look how cozy he's gotten.
Alex, none of them are for vintage gaming, I'm afraid, my friend. No. They are... that one there, that television to do with the vintage VHS capturing. That TV needs to be removed. These are my main machine. That's one of my work machines, and that's for ad hoc PCs.
What do you determine as vintage? Does Sega Saturn count? Because one of my screens is dedicated to my Sega Saturn.
I'd say so.
Yeah. My glorious Saturn emulation.
Who has... Apparently, I have the setup of a hacker, and you have the setup of an accountant, Dom.
Oh, because I've got a number pad. It's a fine line we tread.
James is saying, who has more B-days, me or you? I do not have a B-day.
I do not either. So it's a tie.
Yes.
Ah, yes, the powerless middle class. You are right. He has a very James Bond veneer to him. Like he oozes that kind of casual charm. Can you imagine public opinion not influencing politics? God, what a world that would be.
No, I'm not sat on a B-day, James.
Constantly.
Oh.
Mm.
So he's basically he's. I'm thinking the stuff with the SS was an elaborate ruse to go undercover with this group.
They did say the four businessmen, the four Marco Caines in the business office at the beginning, did say that it's radical leftists who were infiltrating the what's the terminology? The peaceful protests.
Yes. God, magnificent jumpers in this film.
That what? Yeah, I was about to say that knitted woolly sweater, knee-high leather boots. It's a look.
Good. I'm a sinister minister who talks like this. Oh, don't get too high to the. I think some of those are well, they look to be photocopiers, I think, but I'm not sure I saw a spirit copier. Have you ever seen a spirit copier before?
I don't think I have.
We had one in my primary school. Basically, it uses like alcohol and a carbon sheet, and you turn it, and you get wet sheets soaked in alcohol that evaporates, and it has like a blurry reproduction of whatever's on the carbon paper.
Sounds pretty naff.
Yep.
Oh, Danger Mouse's car. You can tell where the
Why
common
have they
folks
given that
who's all
incredibly
got
large
hats.
man a proportionally
tiny
small
mug.
cup of tea? That's right, Calbot. And then you sniff the sheets.
Okay, so they're not hiding the fact that they're communist at all, seeing as how they've
No.
got a sickle and hammer like on the wall.
Ms. Swift knows about it. Yep, saying you sniff them as well.
See, I'm a millennial. I'm from the age of where you'd sniff the prick sticks from school because they still had like weird glue in them, and the markers. Oh yes, the dry erase markers. Mate, your mustache is straight from the 70s.
How tweed is that jacket? The cords are so tweedy. They're magnificent.
Good God, yeah, the nibs between each bit of thread is so deep. You don't know that. He might have been like the janitor for the SAS.
Yeah, her teased hair. Yes.
Teased? To quote Joe Bob Briggs, it's not teased, it's positively bullied.
I'll tell you what, her hair's so backbrushed so much, it's I'm surprised it can catch fire. It's like a walking static ball.
Oh, yeah. A loose flame anywhere near her with her sweater as
Hairspray.
well. She just burst into flames. One thing I do deeply appreciate about these older films, the camera's picking up colour in a very different way to how modern camera picks it up. First of all, it's on film, so it's held better than digital. But like the blue of her eyes and the separate colour between that and the baby blue of her sweater,
She's got almost a misty kind of colour element to her, and she looks ill.
She does, yeah. She looks fairly ill. Maybe it's the British food, or maybe it's a soft filter that they're sticking on the lens purely for her. It doesn't look like a different lens, though. The exteriors don't look any different.
£500 a week they're going to pay him.
500 quid a week.
Was probably quite good. Let's see what that. Let's convert that.
Old Johnny
to modern.
Devick is saying, Nolan says that movies are only movies if they're captured on film. I disagree with that. I just like the aesthetic of film. But I also like, animation, stop motion, a lot of digital stuff that's not captured on film. Movies are movies.
Okay, so he would be earning approximately £1,900 a week, which is...
Miss Swift, you know the rules. We're not allowed to mention Diana from V in my presence, or else I get weak in the knees.
about $2,400 a week. Ministry of Defence. Extra posh department.
There you go. Films are only films if they're on film. Movies can be anything. I want to spend a decade in that library.
Yes.
How much in yen?
How much in yen? I'm not sure in yen.
How much in Bulgarian grikniks? Oh, look at that. Look at that pier. Look at how wet and miserable it looks. These were our winters, everyone.
That is... The problem in the UK is when it snows, it melts very quickly, and sometimes it melts very quickly and then
Just slush.
freezes again. And we tend to get a lot of very slushy snow in the UK when it snows.
We get slush and sheet ice that you can't see
Yes.
until it's too late. Oh, that's useful.
My God, I cannot get past a barrier that slides that way by doing that.
Quick up on the Mayflower.
Oh yeah, black ice as well, James.
Yeah, it's vindictive stuff. That's vile. Ooh, there's a nice little stunt there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got proper stunts and stuff in this film.
In reality,
Oh.
would you let someone on like that and be like, ticket, please?
People weren't soft then. They just... You catch a boat, didn't you, mate? All right, then.
Oh, a nice one. You barely made it. Here's a cuppa
Yeah.
for your troubles. Oh, just blow up the car.
Just like the Jaguar.
Couldn't they use the shitty car they're in instead of the Jag? Is this a classic red telephone box?
Yeah.
Cool. They're removing our telephone boxes in the UK. I don't think there's any left, is there? Like,
Yeah,
maybe
there are
one or
some.
two. They're removing our exits from the Matrix.
However, some of them now are being turned into... was quite a good idea. They're putting public defibrillators in them.
That is a really good idea. Oh, Alex, if you're ahead of us a bit, there's we got our timer up here. That's more or less exactly where I am in the film, give or take a second.
We've got the couple talking to the man with the moustache.
70s porno mustache.
Yeah, but it doesn't match his hair at all.
No, it's the very wrong colour. It's the colour of his tweed jacket.
Yeah.
It's like his tweed is taking over his form. The next scene we'll see him in, his hair will be the colour of his tweed jacket.
Yeah.
Quick, blow up this train car.
Well, this is just them practicing for all eventualities. I mean, this is genuinely what they were kind of in folks, what they were training for on in the mock.
Yeah, but they made it out of like a load of wood and some couple of pipes and stuff. Clearly, the SAS have a bit more funding behind them, where they can just get a Jaguar and blow it up.
Alex is about 45 seconds out. Okay.
Ah. Classic Range Rover, look at that.
Oh, here we go. This is the Ranger and the German. From before. They've already been kicked.
I know, it's
and
just like
whatever.
the Ranger, you don't call them like the Americans, the Ranger and the German.
Okay,
Don't know the name of the-
GSG-9. Okay. The Army Ranger and the GSG-9 operative.
Yeah. What is that? Don't they have a cool name like the Rangers?
No, they're called the GSG-9.
The GSG-9.
That's why I called them the German.
It's fair, yeah. It's a better name. Did they miss? Oh no.
No, they're just not as cool as the SAS. They're doing SAS training.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bit... Exactly, Mad Matt. Chap with 5 wings, 5 rounds rapid.
The Canadians, according to Alex Peacock, are stuck with the JTF2 as a name.
See?
Ugh.
See?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just realised like the chat who are not listening to the film but listening to us just heard us go like 3 times in a row.
No, but I completely agree. They didn't check the second carriage.
Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. I watched a video that I made of myself, like recording something many, many moons ago. And I realized how much my English accent has softened over the years. Yep. So I think I'm in part compensating for that now and leaning a little more into British. Although, unfortunately, because I'm not from Kensington, my British I lean into tends to be more, yeah, right. Go on then.
Yeah, exactly, Sharon. They should be more realistic in the move. In the train, the train cars should be moving.
Are you leaning into
Miss
RP?
Swift. Miss Swift saying the other soldiers are failing a basic sweep and clear. I call shenanigans. Yeah, they're rubbish. So ASCS are the best.
Yeah, they're naff the other countries, aren't they? Proper naff gas.
Do you know what I remember of the mid to late 80s, of this era of phone boxes and train stations and subway things and whatever like we're seeing in this film? Everything looks very dirty compared to how it does in the UK now.
Yeah, like it's got this
and the smell of urine
to it. Pretty much, yeah. Is it because of smoking, do you think? Like everything's kind of got like a yellowy stain to it.
If you look around London, genuinely, and you see a lot of the buildings are like the subway station and the tunnels there. If you see them now, they're back to bright white stone again. But they are black coloured and discoloured in this. And that is down to the reduction in the burning of fossil fuels. Be it through emission control with vehicles, as the emissions are getting tighter and tighter controlled.
So it's smoking, but not the smoking that I was thinking of.
No. And factories and things like that.
But no, Alex, I'm not role-playing as an English person.
Oh no, they've messed with the blinds now. They're never going to sit right again.
No, it's never going to be the same way.
It's got some nice stunt work on this fight, though.
Absolutely. It's a shame the American owner knows how to say, "You son of a bitch." Come on, say it again. Say the line, Bart. Good God, it's like a lynching, isn't it? It's just being dragged around by the neck.
Yeah, but it's the it's GSG-9 and the American.
Yeah.
They were being put up to it, obviously.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh. Received pronunciation. The stereotypical King's English, not role-playing. Now I'm a Brummie?
Oh. Is that Kate Adie? She's a real British news reporter.
I know Mystic Meg, and that's it.
It was. That's Kate Adie, English journalist, very famous newsreader and British journalist.
Clip me consonants.
Oh, she's got satin sheets. Have you ever tried sleeping on satin sheets? There's nothing worse.
No, I can imagine if it's cold, it's freezing, and if it's hot, it's sticky and horrible.
They're just awful. Your skin
Yeah.
just doesn't breathe against them.
Everything about it just seems wrong.
Yeah.
It's got a tidy little bar there. That's beautiful.
Oh, didn't you? It was the 80s. Everyone had a drinks trolley.
A drinks trolley.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was called drinks trolley. You had a drinks trolley. Go on eBay, Dom. You can buy a drinks trolley.
I guess. Well, I've got a child that's going to be crawling around soon. I probably don't want to get a drinks trolley now.
I'm surprised, Dom, you haven't got a drinks trolley.
I've got a little bar area.
No, you've got a drinks trolley by law.
I'm in the US now. We don't have that law here.
Oh, he needs a hostess trolley as well, James. You know what a hostess trolley was, Dom, don't you? When you have dinner parties, and it has it's like a warming cabinet. So you have like a steam bath to keep your vegetables and your meat warming to serve to your guests.
Good God! What kind of elaborate parties do you reckon I have?
Did you not have a hostess trolley in the? We had a hostess trolley in the 80s. Everyone had one.
I wasn't here in the 80s.
Dom, that's no excuse.
I may very well have had a hostess trolley in the 80s. I just wasn't present.
Next time you speak, I love that man rollerblading behind them.
Absolutely.
When you speak to your mother next, say, did you ever have a hostess trolley or know someone who had a hostess trolley? And she'll say, oh, yes, yes, yes.
My mother comes from blue blood. She most definitely had someone who had a hostess trolley.
Yeah, Dom should have
Roller discos.
Dom should have a portable carvery for the kit for the benefit of his guests. I love the fact every time.
Yorkshire puddings.
I love the fact though every time it cuts back to the SAS commander, people are doing daring things in the background.
Yeah, it seems like Police Academy. It just seems like fun.
I love that line. I want to use that line every day. I'd like to thank you for a really gorgeous kick in the bollocks.
Adding it to my lexicon.
Oh dear.
Here's how you get the youth organised. You just throw them a concert. Rock against nukes.
Playing generic.
Hey.
In a church.
In a church. With an outdoor lamp.
Play Free Bird!
This is the most English cover band I've ever seen.
Sharon saying, youth concert, you say? I can almost smell the pot.
Just a bloke in a military style hat, another bloke in just a flat cap.
Oh, is the guitar player from Chaz and Dave? If you're British, you'll know who Chaz and Dave are.
Fucking keyboardist with a leather jacket just going ham. Club scum. They're clapping out of sync and it's driving me insane.
Yeah, they are. Look, there's no rhythm there, is there?
Lizard Man says, look, the only anti-nuke rock song that counts is 2 minutes to midnight, and everyone knows it. It's a Village People knockoff.
Yeah, Dom, you'll be putting this on your Spotify playlist later.
Oh, it's already on there. It's going to get played into oblivion. Oh my god.
Actually, it's quite realistic how mixed
The audience
level
is.
of rhythm in the audience is.
Like I said, you just need like a cigarette in their hand, a
Yeah.
pint in the other, And they do like the pub dance of just
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look, see, it's quite interesting because it's also showing you've got the neo-Nazi skinheads there doing the Sieg Heil because they're latching onto this because it appeals to their sense of violence.
it's funny, isn't it, how
These movements attract.
movements can be co-opted, yeah.
Yeah, it's a peace movement, yet it attracts entirely the wrong kind of people.
The polar opposite.
Yeah. In the name of freedom and peace.
We are Stop the Horror of Nuclear War People's Lobby. We're selling t-shirts
Tapes in the back of Dave's car.
tapes at the back of Dave's car. Yeah.
Oh, not the Bishop of Camden.
Oh. All right, Bish. So would we, mate. That's grand.
I think they all very carefully picked the Bishop of Camden because there is no specific Bishop of Camden.
So I didn't want to get, like, told off by anyone.
Exactly. Radical.
Radical. You've got to curl all of your arms.
No, I'm not sure if he's actually a Welshman because he did play.
Ranks. Oh, is curling one's R's a Welsh thing then? Is that
Radical. The way he was.
Radical.
The accent. I'm picking up Welsh.
very
in his
radical.
accent. Well, he does play a Welsh. He does play a. Yes, he's from Tenby in Pembrokeshire. Yeah, he's a proper Welshman.
Christ.
Yeah, I'm picking up the Welsh accent, Dom.
It's coming out now. You can hear it.
Yeah.
He's got the tremors about him, hasn't he? Is he all right? He's shaking a fair bit.
Well, he was actually a very controversial figure. He made documentaries as well.
Bollocks! Very atypical British get-together. People erupting in argument like 10 minutes in.
His hand might be jiggling because he's just leaning on that arm so hard and it's cutting the blood flow to his hand a bit.
He's cutting off the blood circulation.
Nothing like a good fight in a church.
Hey. Good God-fearing folk.
Calbot. Gentlemen, there's no fighting in the war room.
There is no fighting in the war room.
I like the fact someone's being thrown off the vestibule or whatever it is. Fight.
There he goes.
Proper British fighting. Yes,
Yeah.
and you'll see now the skinheads are up for a fight.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Come on, you. I'll have you. You think you're hard? Oh, no. If this was a soccer match, Miss Swift, everyone would be already dead. 3-0, 3-0. Let's go out there and twat them.
Come through the back and you can also buy a tape out Dave's car on your way out.
You get a t-shirt or two.
But you can see, look, a foreign entity looking to stir matters in the UK.
Oh, yes. Can you imagine if anything like that actually ever happened? A foreign
If ever there was foreign
country.
interference.
Yeah. What is this? English Knight Rider? What's he got a color coordinated bike and helmet for?
No, it was common. Oh. Up we go.
This looks treacherous.
Yeah, we've seen a public information film about this, about children on the frozen pond, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Just been under the gone out for a few moments, went under the ice. That's right. We couldn't do anything to save him.
All it takes a few moments.
Yeah.
Some kind of farmhouse. You genuinely, what is there? Grain in that place there? It is funny, isn't it, though, how English houses, especially like around country, like just outside of London, loads of farms were converted into houses. So, like, you go from mega complex apartments a few miles down the road to farmhouses that are converted from like cattle ranches and such. It's really peculiar, but it makes for some great architecture. One thing I do miss about the UK actually is the unique architecture from different places.
Yeah.
Although London, I think, is a bit less. What do you call it?
She still doesn't trust him entirely. Oh, that place, this is filmed in, Dom. It's a village in the UK in Berkshire and it's called Littlewick Green.
Of course it is. It looks like a Littlewick Green, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like the place where Bilbo Baggins rests to set his home.
Yeah.
I'll set it in Littlewick Green, I will. Start me family.
Even if I am having sex with that crazy nuclear-obsessed woman.
It's just business, love. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
The tweed has infected my brain.
Alex is saying, Dom, I'm all for interesting architecture, but I have to stay away from buying a grade-listed building. Yeah.
You saying you wouldn't want to live in a church?
Actually, I know a friend who lives in a listed... His house is a listed building. And it's a nightmare.
To do any kind of work on it must be a nightmare, actually. Can you do any work on it?
He can't even install double glazing, modern windows in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he can't do that. He can't install insulation inside the building in the roof. He can't even have a satellite dish installed on the property.
That's terrible. I mean, boohoo, no satellite, but double glazing and stuff for the winter would be vital.
Yeah.
Another freshly knitted sweater for Our Lady. Oh, and him. I didn't realise.
I like the fact as well. Would you mind sleeping on the couch tonight? Well, it's the same blooming... Look, so you sleep on the other side of the room, is it? He made himself at home in her house. That sofa looks exceedingly comfortable.
Yeah, he's poured himself a scotch. Oh, double-decker buses.
Yeah. Tourist buses in London as well. A coach.
Would you always sit on the top or the lower section of the bus?
What's this?
When I was a kid, I used to get the top.
I always used to go
like, the top.
upstairs. Always went upstairs.
Admittedly, now I haven't been on a bus for decades, but when I used to go on the bus, it was always gotta go to the top floor. The stairs were treacherous when it was wet, though.
Oh, they were.
God, you'd be slipping.
I
in them.
slipped going up the stairs on a bus a few times. This is one of the most realistic representations of the UK in film I've seen. This film is
Very much so, yeah. That's probably why I'm so nostalgic for the UK at the moment. It just feels like I'm back there.
Yeah, this
in
film.
the 1970s when I definitely existed.
Yes.
Sorry,
Are you looking
yeah,
forward to bringing your son to the UK at some point, Dom?
I actually kind of am, because there's loads of things that, one, I can show Carla, my wife, and Chris, my son. But two, I can revisit them, like Alton bloody Towers. That's like a half an hour drive from my house in the UK.
Yeah, you'll also introduce him to things like Curly Whirlies and Greg's.
Oh yeah, give him a classic ham and cheese bake from Greg's and a sausage roll.
Gotta have a sausage roll by law from Greg's.
Yeah, but if they're still like £1.50, they better be. Unless inflation's taken them now. No, don't tell me no.
Yeah, they're nearly £2 a sausage roll now. Nearly £2.
That's high street robbery. That is.
Let me look at my app.
You've got the Greg's app.
No, I've got the Greg's app. You have to have the Greg's app for points now, Dom. You get your Greg's points. This is on my delivery. This is on the food delivery app. Here, hang on, Greg's.
Same thing happens to me every time I get on a bus. Some random wench sprays me in the face with some toxin.
Well, it's £1.60 a sausage roll.
All right. I was close. £1.50. I was still close.
Yeah, £1.60 for a sausage roll at the moment.
She's Chanel number 5 him to death now. Jean-Paul Gaultier in the UK. Actually, no, that's a men's scent, isn't it? Yeah, Chanel number 5 then. You're right there, Calbot. Are you going to have the baby Dom christened in the church from The Omen? Maybe. Sure, why not? Well, there's a difference, Lizard Man. There's the great bomb and the smaller, lesser bombs, which are okay. What is a firecracker if not a bomb?
Exactly. Oh, dear.
Also, these people probably are hypocrites and they just don't see their hypocrisy, which is what makes
them
them
Of course
villains.
They don't. Exactly, Lizard Man. Isn't an anti-bomb group using bombs for a terrorist attack hypocritical? Yes.
That's the thing about villainous hypocrisy. You justify yourself by any means, even when you do the exact same thing.
I think he borrowed the flat cap from the band.
Nicked it. I can feel how cold this building is.
I would like a tailored leather jacket like he's wearing, though.
I love that, Mad Matt. Fight fire with fire. Ergo, bombs with bombs.
Bombs with bombs.
Ah, yes. The single lane roads.
Country roads, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what are you going to sing today, Toots?
Yeah, but this is a good plan with what they want to do.
I need to go horse riding again. I miss it. I'm in Vegas. There's
horse riding and hijacking coaches.
Absolutely, one of my favourite pastimes from back when I was in the UK. For the that's a very dangerous stunt. Yeah. Very dangerous stunt, especially the way that they landed. Yeah, one of the fun things about Vegas for the Halloween season, we had various Halloween, well, horror film icons riding around on horses, just waving at traffic. Not on the Las Vegas Strip or anything, like on the side streets, but I came into contact with Michael Myers on a horse at one point when I was driving back from somewhere.
Oh, James, is the film ruined for you now? Those guns aren't Uzis, they are Mac 10s.
Ah, that's it. He's been
Film's
thrown out of the
ruined.
immersion.
Yeah. Daddy would have gotten them Uzis, says Mad Matt. Oh.
Of course.
No qualms about it. I've got to be honest, this is actually a realistic kind of amount of blood from being shot as she was.
Yeah.
And it's quite a good plan, this.
I think Sharon called it, didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tight fit. Oh, that'll make me nervous as hell parking that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I take my truck into the car parks here, and it says like, you have like 7 feet of coverage, and I'm like, scratching the roof. It freaks me out. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Mm.
The little bow ties are kind of adorable.
But if you notice, they didn't actually need the uniforms. They had the uniforms.
They wanted the tags.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's the British equivalent of Hannibal then? Like, I love it when a plan comes together. Just some bloke chomping on maybe a cigar still, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
I love it when a plan comes together. Opens up a pack of walkies or Monster
No,
Munch.
it'd be
Flaming up Monster
a
Munch.
pipe, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, corncob pipes clamp down on that thing. Yeah. Talking at the corner of their mouth. But I do love it when a plan comes together.
Is anyone else thinking as well? Parts of this plan are remarkably similar to Point Break.
Yeah, like very close. I love that. Eric Idle and Robbie Coltrane had to take the wardrobe.
Because, of course, he's going to... Oh, Alex, we will be watching Nuns on the Run this year.
John Steed in the Avengers.
Alex watched it this morning with the director's commentary for Nuns on the Run.
Is this just like a weekly thing for you, James?
James wants to watch Splitting Heirs as well. No, maybe. We'll see. It does, Mad Matt.
Good God, any one of these people could double for Michael Caine, couldn't they? Look at them all.
Yeah.
A room full of Caines. Actually, he kind of looks like an aged and morphed Roger Moore. Oh, they've got the red phone.
Yeah, of course they have.
You need a red phone.
It's a command centre.
Yeah.
Probably goes straight to number 10.
Or Batman, one of the two. She's going to be the OS singer, is she?
Yes,
This is her plan all along. She just wanted to play the OS show.
that's right.
Send in the canes. It's the phone from Skinnamarink. I often love to see how these older films play with depth in a shot. Like just then, we had a reflection of a character, like in a mirror that was placed against the wall,
Yeah.
and the camera did physically move back as a lot of the actors moved forward, giving a much more deep feel for a shot. Even though this probably was filmed on location, like everything around it seems
Yeah, everything seems like it's
farmyardy.
location, not a set,
Yeah,
which
which means they had very limited amounts of space to work with.
yeah. Don't be nervous. We're just going to break into the ambassador's residence.
That's fine. Nothing to be nervous about.
Are they going to? Oh, the ambassador's residence. They're going to steal the Ferrero Rocher.
Oh no! I'm pretty sure all the ambassadors like live in Kensington, don't they?
Well, here we are. Look, they put a policeman to guard the outside of the house.
A single cop. Chanel number 5. Oh, it's nasty. Get it off me.
Oh. That's kind of a realistic thing where he's kind of being winded on the stairs.
Yeah, and choked out.
And straighten that painting.
Yeah. It was like that when we came in. Straighten it up. Damn it. Now that I'm a dad, I get really nervous when children are in danger in films.
Yeah.
It's affecting me in ways I didn't anticipate. Did you bring enough gum for the whole class?
For enough gun to go round.
Are we the baddies? Says Lizard Man. At the point when you're holding a mother and her infant child hostage at gunpoint, you really have to question if you're the baddies or not.
That's right. Yeah, Sharon, this is harsh. This gets harsher and harsher. This is has to be great.
It is like a more grounded version
Delta
of
Force.
Village of the Damned. Yeah, it's a more grounded Delta Force. So they're all faking American accents.
That's right. John, you can do a good American accent. You've seen 5 episodes of Bonanza.
Well, I don't reckon I can do a decent American accent. You've seen Bonanza. What would it have been in the 80s? Like, what, Dynasty? Did we get that
Dallas.
in the UK?
Yeah, Dynasty, Dallas. Yeah, it would have had a few things. $1 Million Man. $6 Million Man, sorry, and Bionic Woman.
So there's jump in slow motion.
Yep.
The ambassador wouldn't live in this in the UK.
Yeah. Ambassadors' residences tend to be like mansion houses.
What
This is actually one of the Pinewood, the houses on
Yeah,
Pinewood Film Studios. But no, ambassador residences often are sort of these big, because they have functions and things there as well as having
yeah.
offices.
It's funny how none of the Americans can see through the English accents.
Yeah, Sharon,
Thank
it's,
God
it's
that
playing a bit
Liam
like a
Neeson's not there.
Sharon's saying it's playing like a James Bond thriller with a lot less car chases.
Yeah, it's more grounded and down to earth
Yeah.
than a James Bond film, where the stakes, while being very high, are also rooted in real life issues like brawls in the streets and home invasions and such.
Well, don't forget, technically they're in another country now.
Yeah, because they're on ambassador area, aren't they? Ambassador
Yeah,
soil,
that
embassy
technically that
soil. Sorry.
is, yeah, technically the embassy is American soil.
If the butler's not called Jeeves, are they even a butler?
Yeah, Lizard Man saying, you think they do more security checks before letting people in inside, even if they're in uniform? Well, I don't know. It's kind of a perfect storm. Look at it this way. They're 40 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a busload of people coming. They're all in the right looking uniform on the bus you're expecting, and they've all got ID badges on. You're going to be like, yeah, it's fine. It's them. Just let them in quick.
They're late. Come on, get in.
Yeah.
The one guy who's into the indie scene in the Wait a minute.
I've never seen you. No, exactly, James. Security wouldn't have been as tight then as it is now. Oh, are we bringing the Ferrero Rochers around shortly?
I'd like more of the red drink, please.
Yes. It's Ribena, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. The strawberry Ribena cordial pairs nicely with this mashed potatoes and gravy. Serve me some Ribena.
I
Did
like
they
the fact
not see the irony?
Yeah, I know. The hostages of the peace revolution. Everyone's saying, pardon me, but do we have any grey poop on?
You really upset your missus for crying when she's been held at gunpoint, mate.
He's British. Good God, woman.
Don't cry. Silly
Don't
woman.
cry.
Not in front of
Stiff
guests.
British upper lip.
Don't cry in front of the Yanks. It's not
Yes.
proper.
Yeah, that's what he said. Literally, don't cry in front of this riffraff. Basically, he deems them as beneath him.
Oh, I do say. I got the chef. Where are the Ferrero Rochers? Yep, the Revolution for Peace has Uzis, Sharon. Jolly good. Where's Frank Drebin when you need him exactly?
And Colonel Sanders is here too on a peace envoy.
Sorry, James. Mac 10s. face be more British? Like that dude was so tight-faced. Me and Mac 10. Oh, Mac and me 10s.
See, it's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Fire an American nuke at one of the submarine bases in Scotland.
That dude is Edward Woodward. Yes. Yes.
Evacuate Scotland.
Simple, easy job.
That's right.
Listen, man, says they want the British to fire a nuke at submarine base, directly
Yep.
causing the very nuclear holocaust they hope to
Yep.
prevent. I don't think these people have very peaceful goals. Blame Canada. Servants don't count as men?
Well, they don't count as important people. Because all the important people there obviously are the men. God bless the misogynistic 80s.
This is fairly Oval Office-y.
Yeah. Exactly, Miss Swift. Servants and agents aren't men. Lizard Man, you're saying 8 hours to evac all of Scotland, where all the sheep live after. The sheep live in Wales.
And New Zealand. We have surplus in New Zealand, it's fine.
I'm Arthur Curry. Don't let me near water. You wouldn't like me if I get wet. If only they'd been near the sea, he could have used his powers and summoned a dolphin to save them.
Yes, exactly. If only England was near an ocean. It's a shame that it's landlocked.
That's right.
I do like it whenever you put up the modicum of scrutiny to plans like this.
Yep.
Shows it falls apart like a cheap suit. It just crumbles to dust. But here's the problem. You can't logic something
No.
that isn't logical in the first place.
No, you can't logic this. The problem is, in her mind, she doesn't see what she... This is a very good, typical bad guy trait that's good. She doesn't view herself as a bad guy. She views she's
No.
working towards the greater good.
Exactly, yeah. Because we hate the Scottish, okay? You got it out of me.
Yep, exactly, Sharon. To her and her group, the ends justifies the means no matter how whacked the end is. Yep, James, she sees him as the bad guy.
This is why perspective is so important in any kind of argument or disagreement. If you are unable to empathize and see from a different perspective, you're at a standstill. It's the immovable force against the immense, whatever the terminology is, two immovable forces that just can't coexist. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are feeling insulted. Well, they were A-bombs.
Yeah, but he's saying, did he regret it? And yes, till the day he died, yeah.
Yeah. This scene is incredible. This
Yes.
scene alone is just pulling out all of the very, like, tired but poignant arguments that a
Yeah.
lot of people still to this day have. I think these are conversations that people still need to have, and I think a lot of people aren't
Yeah.
having them anymore.
One thing, you can't imagine a James Bond film getting this deep.
Yeah, and
It's
very,
a shame.
very like on point political, like
Yeah.
relative political ideologies. You know, I found out yesterday that Ian Fleming based James Bond on Christopher Lee.
Yeah, partially, yeah.
Here I thought Christopher Lee couldn't be more awesome. Oh, and apparently the last thing he watched before he died was Lord of the Rings, the extended editions. I love that man. I love him to death. Spoke what, like 15 languages, was a special forces dude during World War II.
You know, they're sending the boys in.
There we go. Send in the lads in their Range Rover.
Oh
their
no,
Volvo.
this gets better. This gets even better. So they know something's happened because the policeman hasn't checked in.
Oh, James Heller is correcting me, saying that Christopher Lee was a fantasist and made that up. That's a shame. My headcanon is that James Bond is based on Christopher Lee. Oh my god, that couch is disgusting.
Why? What's happening?
Here's my plans as Lizard Man. We fake a pizza delivery. When they open the door, we send in the killer clowns.
That works, Lizard Man.
Flawless plan.
Oh, actually, it's the 80s in the UK. You wouldn't have pizza delivery in many places then.
Well, this is London, Kensington, if anywhere.
You still probably wouldn't have.
All right, kebab delivery, whatever.
No. Remember, everything closed, Dom.
Yeah.
Speaking as the older British person here,
I remember when
literally-
Sundays were a day when nothing was open apart from
yeah.
the NHS. Oh yeah, Christopher Lee does have a metal album. It's like the most metal-sounding metal album of all time as well.
Oh, you can hear how squidgy the grass is.
Oh, absolutely. It's the perfect amount of squish.
Yeah. Exactly mad about the elder Brit has spoken. It used to be you couldn't get anything delivered. I remember it was probably the mid to late 80s. No, it was the late 80s. Before where I lived, we even had a single pizza restaurant that would deliver.
Who would have JFK and Ronald Reagan up in their house? Like,
It's not in the house, is it? It's in...
Well, yeah, but
The
political
embassy.
ideology-wise,
Yeah, but
they're
in the
like,
embassy, no, in the embassy, you've probably
yeah,
got
you're right.
you've probably got photos of most of the ex-presidents on the wall
Yeah,
at various places. Nixon be in the toilet.
yeah, very blunt. So yes, Christopher Lee's metal album is called Charlemagne, by the sword and by the cross. Pretty incredible.
Oh, sorry, the residence. Yeah, it's the ambassador's residence. Sorry. Yeah, but it's a function, an American function building, isn't it? Sorry, it's not the embassy. But still, it would have a lot of very pro-American things in there. He would have been a great Bond.
Yeah. Would anyone like tea and biscuits? Crumpets, perhaps? Do you put jam on your crumpets? Yes or no?
No.
Just butter.
Butter or strong spreadable cheese. I like 'em, man.
Cheese. Interesting.
Like a strong cheese spread, like a mature cheddar one. However, I do enjoy a pikelet.
Pikelet?
Pikelet is very much like a crumpet, Dom. However, it's not as thick. It's very thin, like a very thin crumpet. No, not even a plate of beef lo mein. Honestly, getting a Chinese takeaway that delivered food was probably in the UK. Any food deliveries were probably late 80s. They started.
There is a phenomenon at the moment about British Chinese takeaway food and how it's not even remotely Chinese food. It's
Oh, it's not.
peculiar, weird. You get chips from
French
from the
fries,
Chinese.
yeah. My friend's wife is Chinese, and the food is nothing like Chinese food.
Oh, not even close. Well, the thing is, American Chinese food, like Panda Express, isn't Chinese food.
Yeah.
It,
See?
sushi and chips, yeah, proper British delicacy.
Put a tap on your telephones. I can assure you. Put it like this, I'm sure every phone in there was tapped before her consent.
Probably.
Yes. Taco Bell is authentic Mexican cuisine.
There was some dodgy study that suggested that Taco Bell was one of the most authentic. As a man who has married into a Latino family, I can rest assured Taco Bell is very far from Mexican cuisine. Taco Bell survived the franchise wars. Or in the UK, Pizza Hut.
I like the fact that he's having the time of his wife's away, he said. So the neighbour's having the bloody time of his life. Even though there's a big hole in the living room wall, he's helping commandos or the SS save some people being attacked.
Well, it's every British kid's dream, isn't it, for the SS to come over and say, like, we need your help, son. He's just a grown-up kid.
Dom, if this happened now and you were home alone, you'd be like,
I'd be mortified.
Come in.
No. I'm very anti-establishment. I'm terrified of, like, the police and anything military.
Dom, if they came in and said, look, we want you to help us blow a hole in the wall so men with guns can go into the neighbour's apartment.
I'm a pacifist, man. You do you, just don't get me involved.
You get to push the button to blow the hole.
A deal, let's go. I want to push the button. Air Command.
Air Command.
At least they got their Ribena and their stogies.
Yeah.
Where's my Gordita and Chalupa?
My Gordita Supreme.
Hang on, Taco Bell is better than Taco John's. What's Taco John's? Is that Papa John's like spin into Mexican cuisine?
Well, Dom, I'm going to relate another Mexican Latinoism I've discovered from my visits to America, bringing back things. I will say Tapatio is better than Chalupa.
Oh yeah, Cholula, the sauce.
Yes, Tapatio is better.
Tapatio is a good one, yeah. But Taco John's better describes the entire food process. I need to look up Taco John's now and see what the hell it is.
I'll be fair, she's given them plenty of... But this is maybe to her disadvantage.
Yeah.
She's giving them a long time to get ready to launch the missile.
Next, you'll tell me you've never eaten at Senior Frogs.
Oh, Senior
no,
Frogs. I'd never
I've
go
not
to
eaten
Senior Frogs.
Senior Frogs. I'm not a 25-year-old
Party dude on spring break.
Party girl from California, I was going to say.
Yeah.
For their yard-long margaritas. I miss when the police had those little adorable banners on the checkers on their caps.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Dom. Near me, there's a Greek kebab shop that sells Mexican chili doner kebab meat filled spring rolls.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
That's a fusion, isn't it?
Yeah. Mexican Greek fusion. It sounds like it'll give you like heartburn and diarrhea in the same moment.
Oh, and they put it in a spring roll, in an egg roll.
Absolutely. So it'll sit heavy in the stomach as well. That's cuisine, that is.
Yeah. Lizardman saying, the demands of the terrorists who took the Iranian embassy were also impossible to meet. Britain had no authority to force Iran to release prisoners at that time. Alex is saying, does it come with the plum sauce?
Chili, doner kebab, it's a mystery meat kebab, and spring roll. Yeah, what would... Oh, yeah, plum sauce would really bring the package home, wouldn't it? To really push the diarrhea angle. Prune sauce. Does it have a bidet? Is it perchance the room that says bathroom on it?
Good God, look at the ambassador's bathroom.
That's the most decadent bathtub I've seen yet. Hang on, is that like aerosol in the...
Shaving foam, I think. I think it's...
Oh, okay, yeah. Jurassic
See, this
Park
is
eggs
quite
could be in
nice.
there. Is that Morse code or is some wank stain just messaging me with a mirror?
Yeah. Hot and spicy tzatziki. Ms. Swift is waiting for Skellen to finally do something other than botch the undercover op. He's doing well.
How much Morse code do you know?
Only SOS.
I was about to say that's the only Morse code I know as well.
Yeah.
Did. Help me!
I like the fact he's arranging the attack for 10 a.m. So 5 hours before the deadline. At least he's not going through the cliche of going, okay, well, 14:59 for the attack. No, 5 hours before, yeah, that's enough time to get things organised, but still enough of a buffer before the event.
Yeah. Every time I think of SOS and Mayday, I think of Red Dwarf, and there was an episode where two characters are stuck, and one is saying Mayday, Mayday, and then he questions why
it's
the
Mayday.
term is Mayday. It's just a holiday. Like, why not call it Ascension Sunday? Ascension Sunday, Ascension Sunday.
I would love it if
Shrove
they were
shoes
getting into
today.
this long casual chat, like, how is
Yeah,
the food? on the
The Ferrero Rochers ain't come out yet. Yeah. The Ribena's poor, the knockoff strawberry Tesco brand. Grace Jones appears. Grace Jones is like my personal Bloody Mary or something. Oh, my shoes are aching. Why aren't they hearing the jazzy music?
Well, they are. They are.
Oh, true. Yeah. They're like, oh, neighbours noisy.
I was fortunate it wasn't behind that enormous painting and they knocked it off the wall.
I would have loved it if they like went to the painting and was like, shit, 3 inches to the right.
Oh, here we are. Here's the music.
Should we get to red alert? Because I'll have to change the light bulb. We got our red alert bulb.
Da-da-da-da.
That little sting was great.
Yeah, there's about to be some death dished out, isn't there? They're putting... I love how matter-of-fact they are about it, like they're plumbers. Like, okay, let's see the leak. Okay, yeah, right, okay, no worries, I'll get that unblocked. It's absolutely matter-of-fact about the whole thing. That's what I love about them in this. There's no...
Yeah. Dolling it up. There's no Hollywooding it up.
Yeah.
It's just to the point. God, those curtains are lovely. So much green and black.
Yeah.
Always think of Master Chef from the 80s. Like...
Except you.
Apparently.
No, I meant you, Dom, not...
Oh, me, yeah. Well, yeah, everyone in the chat wants to use me as a human shield.
Yes.
None of that rubbish Americanisms.
I like the fact this doesn't... I'm really enjoying this doesn't have the flamboyance of Bond.
It makes scenes like the home invasion scene feel that much more terrifying because it isn't sensationalized. Good God, that man's shirt is barely containing his girth.
Oh, God. Oh, God, it's the Folgers. Yeah, it's the Folgers, if they're dead.
The best thing about waking up. Where's that Goliath human that that has a little teacup? Kevin.
I quite like it. I quite like the deaths and the shooting and all this. It's all very realistic. It's played for
Calbot's hit the nail on the head. Yeah, aesthetically, it reminds them a bit of the Sweeney.
And this, you can see she's out her depth.
Yeah. That's probably the takeout. It's the Indian shop down the road asking me what to confirm my curry order.
That's right.
I want a curry now. Do you know how difficult it is for me to get a curry
I know, a
quickly
good curry.
here?
I mean, yeah. Exactly, Sharon. She's sorry. What the hell did she expect to happen? She thought it was all going to be a lot easier than this, I think.
Oh, they've all got their tea out.
That's right. Cobra. Cobra's a real thing. Cobra is an emergency committee of the British government that meets in times of crisis. And I once... No, I can't.
Are you legally not allowed to express?
Trying to work out if I'm under... I once did something IT related for members of the Cobra committee years ago. Actually, no, it's fine.
No.
It's nothing. I once did something, nothing major, but I once did something IT related for them. But nothing to do with terrorism, anything like that.
Erased their search history, I understand.
That's right. No, but I did something once for them.
Can't call curry Korea. Indian food here is outrageously expensive as well. It's like,
Yeah, but Dom, you came from Birmingham, which is like curry capital of the UK.
yeah, where you get like an amazing top tier curry down the street for like a tenner.
Yeah.
And now here I get the same
Yeah.
meal at much lower standard for like a quadruple the price.
Actually, Dom, my local really good curry place does something very unusual for the UK. It has a drive-through window to collect your takeout.
That's phenomenal. I want a curry drive-through. It'd be dangerous.
Well, no, you don't order it. You have to ring up and order it. But when you get there for the time of collection, you just go to a window instead of leaving your car. It's quite good. So, in this scene we're about to see, the stuntmen were too afraid to do it. The scene we're about to see with the SAS and the helicopters. So the actual SAS advisors did the scene for them.
A curry slurry. I want the soundtrack to go on for a little bit longer than it is doing, because when it cuts off, I'm like, keep playing. You're jazzy. Again, I'm like, come on.
Surely the best thing would have been for the kidnappers to just say, take the child upstairs to the bedroom and put her in a cot and put her down,
I mean, yes, but also they have time to do something then out of their sight.
Yeah, the soundtrack is awesome, just not long enough.
Oof! Good God!
Yeah, but Dom is protecting her child.
Oh, I know, yeah. My wife would knife someone who tried to hurt the child, for sure,
Exactly.
like immediately. I like the idea that they're just like bricking the fireplace for him or something, like doing some masonry work in the house. Oh God, to the throat! Throw the baby at him.
Exactly, Sharon. Any parent would do this. Oh dear. Double tap on both of them.
Did the baby see it? No, we'll shoot the corpse a couple more times. Let's real traumatise that kid. The army needs more traumatised children.
Oh yeah, here we go. Mad Matt body count clickers are go.
Gum.
How's he going to put gum in his mouth through his balaclava?
Snort it.
Here we are.
Hang on, mine's set to France time. I need to change it back.
Here we are. So this was actually the real SAS doing these stunts we're about to see. And let's be fair, how the guys with balls as big as that aren't pulling those helicopters out the sky doing this?
I know, yeah. What's the British equivalent of Little Richard?
We have no equivalent. And this is all based on a real thing that happened in the UK. And there's actual footage of them doing bits of this, but not to this extent. But that's right, the 1980 Iranian embassy siege.
God, to be a hostage in this situation, the anxiety must be through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
You chaps,
Also,
come with me.
So the observers are still there. Come here, you can learn how we do things properly in the UK.
Yeah, Miss Swift's right. Worst dinner party ever. Oh. I really should have kept reading what you said.
Here we are. This is the stunt. This is the big one. They're all out their depth now.
Yep. Bet they're having fun up there. Underpants up in their colon. Surgical. Like a surgeon.
Yep.
Cutting for the very first time. Oh, did you get that then, Miss Swift?
Yeah. So in a minute, we're about to see what I was telling Dom earlier. There is here we are, first-person shooter scene in this film. And I think this might be the first time on film we see a proper first-person sort of shot. They claim Doom was the first film to do this. I think this was. Wait, this scene's expanded upon.
I guess POV shot Friday the 13th was earlier than this, but
yeah, but this is a proper first-person shooter shot.
Shooting, yeah.
which you're going to see in a minute. I like the fact they're just literally sweeping every room. Here we are.
Reminds me of me and my mates playing Rainbow Six, this does. Yeah, that's great. Genuinely, I'm fascinated by that shot and why movies haven't done more of that.
Oh, and there's a scene that just shows how awesome, absolutely awesome, Lewis Collins is in a second. He starts, there's a shot in a sec. There's a shot in a sec, and he's running with the SAS, and he's looking hench, and they're kind of doing this run march thing. No, not another military film next week. We've got a good film for next week. I'll go through in a bit.
I've heard old Johnny Devick, the latest Call of Duty, is actually pretty good. I haven't played Call of Duty for many moons now, but I may come back for it just for... Good God, what the hell's the latest one called? Black Ops 6?
Here we go. Watch this. This shot.
Oh yeah, he looks beefy. That shirt is doing...
It's a great shot of them just running together through the kind of tracking shot of it, yeah. Yeah, it does, James. It recognises how quickly you would run out of ammo. Yep.
Look at those pecs, indeed. Yeah, for unlimited ammo, everyone knows you need the special headband.
That's right.
You unlock it in New Game Plus. Counter-terrorists win. Now, if the SAS agents could backflip into the chopper mid-flight, perfect.
Yeah. I'm just counting our dead friend out while we're joking.
He owed me $20. Do you reckon I can pick it up at his funeral? Loot the body. Oh, Johnny Devick's not impressed. Needs more RPGs in this movie. Belloc from Raiders. Oh, it is.
But I like the ending as well.
Does he go off and nick something from Indiana Jones?
No.
Ah, yes.
You find out his guest he's meeting with is the strange Frenchman who was bringing
Mm.
There we go, everyone. That was Who Dares Wins. I'll take the comments off the chat. Dom, what do you think of that film?
I enjoyed it. It felt like, yeah, a more down to earth James Bondy type flick.
Mm-hmm.
I deeply enjoyed it. I think it has a lot to do. It does slow down in places, from what Alex Peacock is saying, that there are some slower
Yeah.
moments, but there's also a lot of political
Yeah.
discourse that is said that needs to be said quite frequently, and set to the backdrop of this kind of action film, or espionage film. It's in the exact place it needs to be, and I think
Yeah.
that discussion is something that kind of moral vagueness is something that isn't explored in more blockbuster films like James Bond films.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoy this film. So the comments from the chat are Alex Peacock for Movies Turn Places. Yep. James saying Lewis Collins was the epitome of cool. Mad Matt found it riveting. I know. I really enjoyed it. Old Johnny Devitt, good fun. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention, but the ending was good. Miss Swift, not sure how I feel about it. Calbot, I really enjoyed this. May need to seek it out on Blu-ray. Sharon, good thriller. Wish it had more action. The ending was awesome. James, terrific. Ripped from the headlines. Quite meaty intellectually for an action film. Lizard Man, well, that was a fun little action film. Good stuff. Enjoyed myself with it. Well, it was absolutely brilliant. Right. Now, I need to talk to you all. We've been doing watch parties for nearly 3.5 years since I took over. Dom and myself, as you're aware, have had, well, you know, Dom's had a big change in his life. He's become a father. And I've recently changed my job, my full-time job that I do. So time is getting a bit more pressured for both of us. Unfortunately, we've taken the decision that watch parties will be ending at the end of the year. We'll be able to carry on until December 29th, and that will be the last of the watch parties. We may appear from time to time in other things, doing streams, maybe the occasional film watch, I don't know. But, you know, I'm really sorry to say that we've done 3.5 years and watch parties will be ending, but we want to make sure that we really enjoy the rest of this year. And I know it's a bit of a shock for some of you guys, and Dom and I are heartbroken, but
Yeah,
it's been a good run. It's been a very good run, nearly 200, but we are guys. Yeah. But we'll be here till the 29th of December. We'll be here every week until then. We want you all to join us and have fun. Yeah. But we will be back next week, and we're going to have some great fun. And we will be watching Sky High, which a lot of people haven't seen.
I am one of those. I have not seen Sky High, even though it's apparently in
Yeah.
my demographic.
It's a very easy film for everyone to get. A lot lighter than this week. A lot of fun if you've never seen it. And we will have a great time watching it. So, yeah. Everybody, please join us next week and join us for the rest of the watch parties this year. And we'll see you in 7 days. So, as always, please be kind to each other. Stay safe. Look after each other. And we'll see you in 7 days. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.